My name is Satya Mishra. You can call me as Satya. And a small brief about myself. I have been with PeopleCert for the past 4 years. I'm in charge of APAC and Middle East regions for PeopleCert. Thailand comes under my region. With terms of experience, it's more than 22 years in the industry. Started my career with Nokia and Telenor in the telecommunication field. Um, Telenor in Thailand is known by a different name, but globally it is a Telenor, which is a global Norway company, telecommunication company. So I started my career like anyone in the engineering field, then moved into the project management space. And for the last 14 years, it has been with the professional and academic certifications. For the Southeastern market, I have worked with companies like IBM, Huawei, on the technical side of programs, project management programs, and with PeopleCert now, I'm taking ITIL and DevOps Institute, plus the project management, which is Prince 2. Before we start our discussion, right, we should understand, and today's the ground rules has been set. Please keep your questions with you. Any questions urgent, please type them in the chat. But if there are any questions where you need my intervention and answering, we will take it up at the end of the session. We will try to see that we take up all the questions. We will time around that. But please park your questions, put them in the chat. And if there are any questions where you need to speak, we will see that we can allow that. Okay. The other recommendation is, my request is, please change your display name. I can see a Nokia 3310 mentioned, which is a very good phone. But if I can have the name displayed, it will be a good one so that we can address you by your name. To start with the presentation, right, we are talking about ITIL. And before we talk about ITIL, we should also discuss about who owns ITIL or who is the custodian of ITIL, because you always need to understand who is the principal owner and who talks, because that's where your trust factor lies. This is about PeopleCert. PeopleCert is currently the custodian of ITIL. When I say custodian, it means PeopleCert acquired a company called Axilos, a UK-based organization, in 2021, through which PeopleCert now owns ITIL, Prince 2 products. DevOps Institute, again, another product, was acquired by PeopleCert in 2023. So we now own the frameworks. And if you see, our mission is to develop global best practice frameworks and certifications. Why it is mentioned frameworks and why we say global best practice frameworks? There is a key to this phrase. We could have easily said we are developing frameworks. But for you to understand what is a framework, it is nothing just if you have driven a car, it is a chassis of the car, or is the foundation of your home you are building. If your foundation is strong, if your foundation knows where the wheels should be placed, where the engine should be placed in the car, you can add on the top of that a design framework. You can develop it into a Mercedes, or you can develop it into a Toyota, depending on the company who holds the patent of the chassis. But the platform is very much important, because that is where everything on the top of that is more or less like customization and design efforts by the organization. PeopleCert is also developing similar kind of frameworks for the organizations. When I say frameworks, that means if you are working in an organization which is into service management space, what are the best practices in the service management space, which every other organization is following to achieve efficiency at work, right? Having said that, that means that if you are working in, for example, in a pharmaceutical space and you have a product which is giving services to the customer, what are the frameworks you should keep in mind while adapting to the service management area? What PeopleCert does is PeopleCert creates these frameworks, then it is tested in the industry, and only the globally which is best feedback is received, best practice. People say, no, this framework is very nice. It is good. It is giving me better results. That is brought and converted for you as a certification. And why the certification? Because somebody can learn the framework, but how to test and showcase to the world that you have, you know the framework in a good way. Exams are to be there, right, to support you and say that, okay, I know how to use this framework because I have learned it. And here is my certification. Here is my degree certificate for this. So that is where PeopleCert is developing global best practice framework and certifications to help improve the organization and for efficiency and enhance the lives and the career of people like yourself. It has been PeopleCert has been in the industry for 25 plus years, and it started with as an examining body. Now it is the content owner and it is an IP owner of the frameworks. We are present across 200 plus countries, and 82% of Fortune 500 companies use our framework. This is what we call as house of brands. On the left-hand side, if you see, it is ITIL, which is into service management, digital transformation, digital product and service management lifecycle. Everything is ITIL there. The green one is Prince 2, which is into project, program, and portfolio management. So the first one takes care of service management, second one takes care of project management. DevOps is a combination of both. It is development and operations within the technology going to hand in hand. So that is DevOps in short. The fourth vertical is language cert, which is into English language certifications for student visa, employment visa, those kind of certifications. It is English language. And finally, the most recent acquired organization, City and Guilds, which PeopleCert acquired in 2025, it is into vocational qualifications and certification. So these are our house of brands, 5 iconic brands from PeopleCert. Today, our focus is more on ITIL, right? So before I start my discussion, with a raise of hands, can I know who already has some bit of knowledge on ITIL? Just raise your hand to let me know that, okay, I know about ITIL, or I don't know about ITIL. No. So anybody who knows about ITIL, just raise your hand. You can see only 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, good. Which means that we have people here who know something about ITIL. Okay, you can put your hands down. And how many of you are ITIL 4 certified? Raise of hands in any certifications in ITIL 4, which can be foundation or any specialist modules, practitioner modules, any module on ITIL 4. Okay, good. I can see some hands raised. That's nice. Thank you very much. That makes it easy for me. That means some of you are already knowing about ITIL and you know about ITIL 4 also. What is ITIL for you? And before taking into ITIL, let's roll into the how and why ITIL was developed. For those people who don't know about ITIL, I'm trying to bring them to a pace wherein why ITIL has been developed first of all. You should know, because while taking a certification, you should also understand what is the purpose of this certification and how it can help you in your career. So the role of IT, information technology, right, in these decades has changed rapidly. Start from 1980s, when people started talking about computers, servers, or you want to say about storage spaces, right? You remember those big boxes? We had like cupboard kind of things where one cupboard for 1 TB of storage, and now we have it in a very small box. So those were the eras when it was huge systems, and there were people who were struggling to figure out how to manage these systems. In some organizations, there were like 3-4 floors of the building only with computer hardware, which is storage systems or computing systems. And it was very slow that time. Then came an era in 2000s, right? When products started becoming together, people's organizations started adapting to the IT infrastructure, IT services team started coming in, a lot of outsourcing experiments started happening. So it was in 2000s. Again, 2010, when you start to move on, right? People started realizing, oh, the cloud managed services. Now the servers started moving to the clouds. Then virtualization came into play. People started talking about agile, DevOps, all these things started coming in. And now when we move into 2020 era, right, the scenario completely changed. Other than the cloud, we started talking about the digital products. We started talking about sustainability. We started talking about artificial intelligence. So the era we started with big boxes it was faster computing, faster support in IT, now has changed completely to a different requirement. Because of this transition of IT in the business domain from 1980s to 2000, ITIL also has evolved. Why was ITIL first created? When people started seeing that there are so many things in the IT infrastructure in 1980s, they first created ITIL version 1, that we need to have a framework to manage these IT services, to manage these IT operations. If we don't have it, everything will be going here, or somebody will take care of do something, some other department will start doing something. Nobody will know what is the right thing to do in an organization. So that is where version 1 was created. It was to manage these IT operations, ITIL version 1. Then we had ITIL version 2. Now operations were going on good. Now to maintain the quality of the operations, because this was in the era of 2010, when version 2 started was promoted in the market, and people started talking about how to deliver quality services now. Now earlier we were talking about IT managed services. And by the way, ITIL stands for IT Infrastructure Library, Information Technology Infrastructure Library. So we will discuss about that also. Now, everything what we are talking here was managing the IT infrastructure, managing the quality what in IT, information technology was delivering. By the time we reached version 3, which was in 2011, people started relating it to the business opportunity, because business started adapting to the new change of IT, information technology. If you remember that time, people started more and more computers started coming into your organizations. If somebody is old like me, if you know that more computers, everybody were given computers to work on. Manual work or documentation moved to computers, Word, Excel, PowerPoint, such things started developing and more value came into picture. So all those, though the business started adapting to ITIL version 3. ITIL 4 was launched in 2019. And this was the time when almost everyone started using digital product, or people started talking about digital transformation. Mobile apps got developed. People started having very high powered computing devices in their hand, mobiles, your data storage units, everything. And business started seeing that no, everything now has to go on the IT infrastructure. So everything moved to a digital world, and this is called where it is called digital world transformation. What happened after 2019? If you remember that time, people were talking about artificial intelligence, but people were not so much involved in the AI disruptions that time. Everything changed after the COVID era. We started doing a lot of virtual communications. AI started disrupting the market. At the current scenario, think of any services you are doing. Behind those services, you have a product which is supporting, and that product is a digital infrastructure product. That product is a digital product managed by some digital infrastructure. Anything you talk about, right? So we will be taking an example, and throughout this example, we will try to explore how this has managed. Let's take the example of a cab services. And I know Grab is a very good service in your area. So I'll take the example of Grab here. Think about 1980s or 2000s when you were supposed to go take a taxi to your airport, for example. What you were supposed to do. Tomorrow morning, I have my flight. And what I will do, I will go on the road with my luggage, wait for any cab to come, raise my hand to stop the cab, negotiate on the prices without knowing whether the cab driver will agree or not. It may charge me surge price, it may charge me low fee. I don't know if my luggage can fit into the cab or not. All those things were a problem, but still I have to accommodate that. That was the time when this cab server, we were doing manual work for the cab services. 2010-15 onwards, then the Grab provider came into picture, and Grab started disrupting the market. And the main intention was, we talk about Grab, we talk about Ubers. The aim was to give a comfort factor or give a value to the customer, where customer means consumers like us, can easily book a cab and go to the airport. Now, what is the value it gave? The value it brought in was, you have the convenience of booking your cab from your home. You know the time exactly at what you want the cab to arrive. You know how much payment is to be done. You know what kind of cab you need. So I have 4 luggages. So I don't know. I know it cannot fit in a hatchback car. I need an SUV or a bigger van. So you know what kind of cabs you need, you book it accordingly. So all this came on a platform, and that was a digital platform. But the associated things were all digital products in it, because you want to use a service, and without the availability of these products inside, which is a payment gateway, which is a cab driver resource available, which is a feedback mechanism, which is option to give you to choose the cab. All this is a part of the platform. And these are the small products inside this, which is supporting you to give that service. This is what is digital transformation, wherein the products are associated to create a value for you. And now ITIL version 5, right, which we are talking about, it is saying that it is not only services, it is this digital products also should be managed. So what was there in the earlier version, people who have completed ITIL 4, they will relate this now. It talked about service management. It talked about the life cycle in service management. It talked about products, but it never said that digital products can be a part of the end-to-end life cycle of the services. ITIL version 5 is now bringing both of this together, saying that the value to the customer cannot happen only with the services. You cannot keep the products isolated and say, I will create a framework only for the services which I'm giving to the customer. It has to be digital products and services together. For us, like consumer who are using a cab, we need the digital products in that platform aligned to my requirements. If my payment gateway does not work in the right way, will you be happy? Think about this. You're booking a cab and the payment gateway is not functioning properly. charging you high money. So will you be happy? Because the aim of the platform was to give you service, but the product associated is not working properly. Or the cab driver who is coming to your place, the review mechanism was not available. You were not able to know how much review it was available for that cab driver, and it came to your doorstep and you find a very poorly maintained cab. Will you be happy? No. So there has to be digital products associated with these services to give a value to the customer. This is how the entire life cycle is. For the end consumer like us who is consuming the services, we see a value in the service only when the digital products support it. This is what ITIL version 5 is now talking about. Maximum of our products, what you are using, maximum of the services, what you are using. And while we are discussing this, think about anything. Think about any service, whether it is grocery book thing, whether it is medicine booking, whether it is even for your schools, your kids' education in the schools. Let's take this very simple example of kids' education in school. Now, you as a parent, what service you will think about? You should have a mechanism to provide some feedback to the customer, to the school. You should have a platform on which you can interact with the school. To pay the fees, there should be a platform so that you don't have to visit physically, deposit cash. So there should be some online mechanism, right? All of this. Now think, for this service, the school is providing you a platform or access mechanism, but behind that, some other ERP, CRM, payment gateway, virtual tools are supporting it to give this service. That is what we are seeing, ITIL is seeing, and a feedback from the organizations is, for every service now, there is a digital product behind it supporting it. So you cannot isolate both the products. You have to take it together. You have to take digital products and services together. And this is what is ITIL version 5 for. This is the definition from ITIL version 5. It is the most widely adopted framework for managing technology-based products and services to create value. And I have highlighted this value. We'll talk about that. ITIL now has evolved beyond IT service management, and it has moved to digital product and service management. You remember I told you ITIL stands for IT Infrastructure Library. It is a library of the best practices framework. But with this, with ITIL 4 and ITIL version 5, so the naming is now ITIL version 5. It is no more ITIL 5. It is ITIL version 5, or we are calling it new ITIL. With this in new ITIL, it is no more related to IT service management or information technology service management. It is service management. Service management for any industry, irrespective of whether you are in an IT industry or a non-IT industry. Any kind of services you are doing for your customer there will be backed with a digital product associated with this. It can be any. You are in the pharmaceutical industry, you will have an IT infrastructure, you will have IT digital product supporting it. That's why the brand name remains ITIL, because there's a legacy to this brand ITIL. The brand name remains, but it is no more into IT, non-IT players. For example, somebody, very plain example on this is somebody into the HR role, right? Human resources, somebody into acquiring manpower, right? So you all know there is already a product available, which is HR management system. The product is designed to give services to the internal stakeholders, internal organizations. So if your HR team does not understand ITIL, they may not do a value in understanding, okay, knowing about why we are using the digital product and what kind of services we are giving to our internal stakeholders. This is what ITIL we are promoting in the new ITIL. Everybody in every capable role you are in an organization, IT, non-IT, you should learn ITIL. It doesn't stand only about ITIL as IT. It is ITIL as a brand name. Now it is related to digital product and service. We talked about value. What is value for? And again, think about yourself as a consumer, right? Always, whenever you're thinking about, don't think of yourself as an employee to an organization. Always think, I am a consumer, I am consuming this service, I am a customer. So what is the value for you for any kind of product? Again, the taxi example, let's keep it that way. Value for you will be all these 5 bullet points which are highlighted. The benefits I get from it, the experience I have it, is it worth for me? Is it useful for me? And is it important for me? This is the value, the 5 parameters around this. ITIL is also based on this customer value. This is customer value. And based on this customer value, a framework is created so that people can learn that framework and then use the framework, customize it as per their organization needs. Now, here is I'm taking another example with a graphical point. And again, we will continue with our taxi example. Organization is Grab. Customer, we are the customers who are availing the taxi services. Correct? So now Grab wants to provide a platform on which customers like us can book taxi conveniently without any disruptions. Right? This was the organization's aim. Now, to give this value or to achieve this mission, there are independent organization units in the system, HR function, learning and management function, learning and development function, finance function, technology function, you have procurement. So there are different units in the organization. Now you think, if any of these units is not supporting to the value or the mission statement what the organization created, will you as a customer be satisfied? Let's take the example. HR function does not appoint good quality resource in an organization or higher quality resources in an organizations who create good services to deliver value. So will then your customer, as a customer, we won't get that. The HR function says, oh, I will hire a very low quality person, incompetent person. That means the value is broken. The procurement, it does not support in providing the right resources at the right price. That means at the end, you as a customer will get highly price charged product or a low quality product. So the procurement is also important. Technology, of course, if technology does not support, you cannot create. Right? Finance does not support in financing the creation of the product, you cannot do that. So every department in an organization, one way or the other, supports to the organization statement. And this we are talking about internal stakeholders to create that value stream for the end customer. But is that all? No. You have a partner ecosystem from outside the organization supporting you. For the taxi purpose, let's talk about the drivers. If the drivers are not available, your value is not complete, what you're delivering. Even if all of your internal organization units is doing a length and breadth to support that, you will not be able to do that. If you don't have cabs, sufficient cabs available, again, you cannot do that. If you don't have a good payment gateways, if you don't have a support from your banking partners, again, you cannot deliver it. Correct? So there is external partners also there. Then there are commodity suppliers also. People who give you resources, people who give you commodities to support this. All of them together are the ultimate aim is to create a value for the customer. And the value we discussed last time, the entire chart. It can be with respect to your experience. It can be experience to your pricing mechanism. It can be with respect to your importance or of that product. All of them. The end goal is to create that value stream for you. This framework is what PeopleCert is also talking about. This framework is what ITIL is talking about, and it is trying to accommodate everyone to know about the framework so that when you are working to create a digital product or this and related services for the customer, you know how to fit into the things. We talked about technology. So AI has now been introduced in ITIL, and AI is in how to use AI in a regulated way, how to use AI in a governed way as per the government requirements. It is a part of now the ITIL framework. These are the few 8 guiding principles from ITIL, and ITIL has been continuing. So this were guiding principles from anybody who were on ITIL 4. You must have learned it. And this continues to be a part in ITIL version 5. So ITIL version 5 has been evolved. So it is like a superset now above ITIL 4. New things have been added, but ITIL 4 has not been removed, right? So first one is start where you are. ITIL says that do not start. Let's say you have a requirement and you say, oh, no, let me start it from the beginning, from scratch. No, no need to scrap it. You start where you are, you change the requirement. Always focus on the value. Work in an iterative method and with feedback from the customer. Collaborate with all internal stakeholders, collaborate. But promote also. There should be a transparency between all the units. That, okay, if I am developing something, this is the value I'm trying to create. The other department should see that what value you are trying to bring, so that they also can do something to help you get that value. Think and work holistically. Keep it very simple and practical, right? So we will focus on simple and practical when we discuss the qualification scheme, and optimize and automate. Optimize and automate is the framework. ITIL framework is industry agnostic, function agnostic, technology agnostic, tool agnostic. That means it is a very generic best practices framework. When you get certified or learn this framework, you can now take this, apply it in your organization, and then optimize and automate it as per your organization requirements. That is the very sweet part of this. It doesn't, and nothing says that, okay, this is bounded, you must do this. It just gives you a framework with a boundary guidelines. Okay, this, have you considered this in your framework? If not, start doing. So there are templates, there are guideline documents. Once you go in the certification scheme of ITIL, you will start knowing about this. So optimize and automate. We understood what is ITIL and why ITIL was there. Now this is the ITIL 4 certification scheme. This was an older version. It started with foundation, and there are 3 verticals: practice manager, managing professionals, strategic leaderships, and there was some extension module. So this is the certification. This certification is, by the way, valid. It is still continuing to be to exist in 2026, right? And whatever certificates are available, they are still valid in the system. It will continue. At least for the entire period of 2026, ITIL 4 is going to stay. So do not worry if you are planning to take ITIL 4 or you have ITIL 4 certificates, your certificates are valid and it is recognized. But now we'll talk about ITIL version 5, and that's where we have gathered today. We said that ITIL version 5 is now talking about digital product and service management. So this is what is the biggest change here is it has moved from ITSM to DPSM. IT service management or service management, now it incorporates framework for digital product and service management. What it does is it is unifying the product and service management together in one life cycle. It is saying that product team, you work in your own domain, service management team will work in its own domain. No, it is saying both of you handshake together and work together for the common goal, for the common service. So you have to work in one life cycle. With this, also it brings business and technology together. Business team can know why the value is being created, and technology how the value will be created to achieve the business requirements. So business and technology can work together. It is not that somebody will create some product and give it to the business team. Now I have created it, go and sell it. No. If you don't know what is the end objective of the business, you can't create a service for that. AI ready by design. The framework is AI native, completely AI native. That means all the practice frameworks which are available within ITIL is AI native. It can adapt to the AI disruptions. It knows it has AI governance inside this. It has AI regulations already built inside this. And it is practically, you can adapt and scale AI responsibly with it. It is experience driven and it is outcome focused. Like we discussed about that, for what is required in the market from the business point of view, what was the requirement? So it is outcome focused and everything it is into experiences, how the people feel and the results that organizations can measure. So the business is happy, the services team is happy, and the product team is happy. And finally, like I said, it is across roles and in an organizations. It is not only with the IT team. Everybody, if you tell me, the sales folks also should know about ITIL. Anybody, the real estate business should know about ITIL. So the brand name stays ITIL, but it is no more related to IT only. Everybody should know about ITIL because it is talking about a digital product and experience services, which is the key thing, everything which we are doing right now. To get this going, this is the new qualification scheme of ITIL version 5. Okay, the new qualification scheme. Now, if you remember, we had a word called simple. This is much more simpler, clear in the path in how it is to be done. Again, foundation lies at the base because foundation is the entry until you are your foundation knowledge. But then see on the top what we have done: practice manager, managing professional, and strategic leader. 3 designations are there. But what has below that is the practice manager, monitor, support, fulfill, plan, implement, control, collaborate. It stays as it is. And let me take you back here. See, if you compare these 2 certifications, monitor, support, fulfill, service desk, incident management, problem management, service request management, monitoring event. There were individual certifications available. Now this has been removed and it is only available in the bundle thing. But you are still learning your practices, but through a bundle certification. Similarly, change enablement, release management, service configuration management, deployment management, ITSM management, individual certifications have been moved away, but it is available under the bundled product, which is plan, implement, and control. Continual improvement, service level management, relationship management, information security management, and supplier management have moved now to collaborate, assure, and prove. Okay, so here is the 3 which is available. So the practices are available, but now it is only in the bundled form. Next, you move to managing professional. Here is the biggest change, and the change is the new certifications are now available. It is product, service, experience. What was available in the older version? Managing professional had DPI, direct plan improve, high velocity IT, drive stakeholder value, create deliver support. But in the new certification scheme, it is very clear and simple. If I am working in a product management role or a product creation role or digital product management, then I should choose ITIL product as my certification. If I am into the service management space, I'm creating services, I'm into the operations, I'm creating services for my end consumer, then I should choose ITIL service. I'm into the customer experience zone, then ITIL experience. So the very clear, crisp product, service, and experience depending on the job roles you are doing. And similarly, if you are on the customer front facing on the shop floor at the initial level of your career, you are customer facing on the on the operations part. Choose monitor, support, fulfill. If you are into the project phase, project, program, portfolio, product development, any development phase, plan, implement, and control. If you're in the quality space, in the customer experience phase, where you want to ensure that whatever has been given, it is done properly, then collaborate, assure, and improve. Right? The fourth ITIL strategy, again, we have now cleared only one certification here, which is ITIL strategy. Earlier, if you see, it was having digital and IT strategy. That has been renamed now to ITIL strategy. But on the top layer, now you can see there is one more certification which talks about ITIL transformation. This was not available earlier. You see here, nothing was available. But now ITIL transformation comes. Why this has been? ITIL transformation is nothing but knowing about how to implement the frameworks, how to implement ITIL in the organizations. This was a requirement from the market, from customers, which says that, okay, if you ITIL, you are training, you are certifying people, so you are giving them a knowledge. But how do we ensure they can apply that knowledge in their organization? Are you teaching them on that? This is where ITIL transformation has been introduced. Outside that, if you see, there is something called AI governance. It is independent certification, but it talks about, from the name of it, you can know it is into artificial intelligence governance. Again, a very big thing in the should be you should take up, because everything is related to AI. People are talking about AI. So you should also know how to manage and regulate AI in an enterprise segment, AI governance. Now, anybody who is taking ITIL and any one of the practice manager modules, either MSF, plan, implement, control, collaboration, improve, with transformation, will get a designation called ITIL practice manager. Anybody who completes foundation, product, service, experience, and transformation will get a designation managing professional. Anybody who completes foundation, strategy, plus transformation will get ITIL strategic leader designation. And anybody who achieves all these three designations, remember these are designations and not certifications, will get a highest level of designation called ITIL master. So we discussed about this, that ITIL, what has been updated is it is AI native. It has been created for redefined. It is an evolution, and it has been redefined as per today's digital and AI-driven environment. So it has moved from IT service management now to digital product and service management. This is what has evolved. Right, the guiding principles remains the same. We saw those 8 guiding principles. The 4 dimensions of service management also remains the same. Anybody who has undergone training before, they will relate to this. 4 dimensions of service management, it remains the same. Service value system remains the same. 34 practice guides also is remaining the same. The qualification fact, that foundation will be an entry point, will be also remaining the same. What has changed is we brought in digital product and service lifecycle. The 4 dimensions, now there is a little practical exposure to that. There's a focus on customer and employee experience now added to the service value system, and it is AI native by design. Now, last, if you see, it has simply, the qualification pack has been simplified to align to the job roles, right? So that if you are in the product management role, you can go for ITIL product. If you are into service management role, you go to ITIL services. You are into customer experience, take up ITIL experience. This is in a broader way the new new service cycle, the value chain. If you see here on the right hand side, discover, design, acquire, build, transition, operate, deliver, and support. And this all entire cycle goes in circle for both product and services. Earlier, if or when you think about when the products were created, product team was working independently, services team was working independently, business team were working independently. So there was a lot of iteration, changes, requirements, all those things happening in an organization, because nobody was aligned to what a customer needs, what was the business requirement. Product team was creating something, services team was then taking handover from them and delivering services. Nothing was aligned. But now the reality is product and services are the same side of the coin. It is not different. That's where products are one, organizations are built, services are a value is delivered and to keep it supported. And that's why both have to be brought together in one life cycle. And this is what ITIL version 5 is teaching now. These are some of the challenges and solutions from the business point of view, which was there. And ITIL version 5, we'll think that this will help organizations to achieve them. This will be shared as a part of your deck, so you can refer to this. Now, if we are doing something, if PeopleCert is doing changes or ITIL, we are creating ITIL, we say that we are doing something and it is good for the organization. But does organization also value that? So we ran a survey on 1,500 IT managers. This was on different organizations. This was from different geographies, different industries, and organizations with people and 1,000 employees, total 50,000 employees. So we ran on different organizations. 99% of the enterprises said that they have integrated ITIL into their operating model. But here is what is the output shocked us. 80% said that it ensured continuous business operations. 73% said it accelerated the service and quality experience. 70% said it reduced my IT operational costs, and this was huge. These are people who have budget roles, who take care of the budgets in an organizations, and know that if ITIL as a framework is implemented, what value it brings. And if you see, there is one more. 84% said it attracted and retained the ITIL talent. Anybody who completed the certification, valued the certification, valued their organization, and started working, spending more time with the organization. 81% said it safeguarded my business continuity. 75% increased the speed of automation and innovation. Now you see, this is not what PeopleCert is saying. This is the industry saying about how ITIL is helping. And that's where it is important for you as an individual to adapt to ITIL, to learn ITIL, to get yourself certified and showcase that I have done. And this should not be only at the foundation level. You should take, because foundation is just an overview. You should take the next level and select as per your job role. If you are into product management role, ITIL product. If you are into services management, ITIL service. Experience, ITIL experience. Depending on the job roles, choose your certifications wisely. Here is one case study I would like to present, again from Vodafone, and you know about Vodafone is a large telecom player. Let me play this video for you.
I'm Jason Hamer. I lead service management, architecture and governance at Vodafone. The three areas that I look after is our process centre of excellence, as the frameworks and standards that underpin how we deliver ITIL across the organisation, our service compliance, and then finally our data and analytics.
I'm Andrea Martins. I head up the Global Digital and IT Service Management in Vodafone. We provide 9 ITIL practices as a service to Vodafone European markets and technology functions.
So we needed an end-to-end service management approach because Vodafone is a complex company with complex service value systems and chains. And that is why we implemented this end-to-end approach, so we could look at things holistically and deliver great service.
For us, the typical benefits of using ITIL framework is creating a common language between many teams, business teams, technical and engineering teams, and our service management team. It also creates a foundation that helps our teams to develop their skills and abilities to progress on their knowledge and career.
ITIL's impact on the organisation is key.
In the last year, we reduced by 46% our major incidents, and it means around 364 hours back to the business across all our markets.
ITIL and service management delivers a huge amount of value to Vodafone because it had industry recognition, industry standards that are seen across the globe.
So hope you understood the case, what Vodafone was trying to, Vodafone, again, a very big telecom player. They are saying that it helped them reduce incidents, bring it back to the business. I mean, this is huge, right? This is one of such case studies we have brought in for you. You can find a lot of case studies on our portal, ITIL.com, ITIL.com. You can go through case studies. You can go through white papers from organizations, what is required. Now comes the most important part. How to transition or how to start your learning with ITIL version 5. If anybody here in this group is ITIL v3, that means in the older version before ITIL 4. If you are completed ITIL v3 foundation, then you must start fresh with ITIL version 5 foundation, because v3 was old, did not include many things, so you should start fresh with ITIL version 5 foundation. Anybody with the ITIL v3 intermediate levels, capability modules 1, 2, again for them, start fresh with ITIL version 5 foundation level. Right. But somebody who has completed ITIL v3 expert or ITIL expert v3, you have a transition path which will be announced in the month of May, which is managing professional transition path. So the details of this will be announced because it is still under development, and this is scheduled to be announced in the month of May. So with managing professional transition, you straight away can jump to ITIL version 5 managing professional. Anybody with ITIL master version 3, again the same, managing professional transition module. There is a new course which got announced, and this got announced, released yesterday, which is ITIL Foundation Transition. Now, this is for people who have completed any ITIL 4 certificate, any ITIL 4, which is Foundation, Specialist module, Practitioner module, any ITIL 4 except Acquiring and Managing Cloud Services or Sustainability and Digital IT. And except this, if you have any ITIL 4 certificate in your profile, you are eligible for ITIL Foundation transition course, which is known as ITIL Foundation Bridge Transition. This is a one-day training module, 30 minutes exam. It only focuses on the change, is online, closed book, 20 questions examinations. This got released yesterday. So you can reach out to Network Training Center for more details about this course. And anybody who wants to have, and after completing this course and certification, you will get ITIL Foundation version 5 certificate and a digital badge from version 5 also. So it's a good opportunity for anyone who is currently ITIL 4 certification holder to know about version 5. Just take this ITIL version 5 Foundation Bridge course. Next, we have Managing Professional Transition Bridge course. Anybody who is ITIL 4 Master, ITIL 4 Managing Professional, ITIL V3 Master, or ITIL V3 Expert, they are eligible for Managing Professional Transition course. The schedule of this, detail of this will be announced in month of May. There can be one exam or two exams. This recommended duration is a 5-day training module. You will get more details once this is announced for this. But again, we are creating a transition path for somebody who has achieved a master level role or an expert level role or a managing professional role to immediately migrate to version 5. So this is the transition from version 4 to version 5 in a single diagram. Anybody with ITIL 4 foundation, ITIL 4 foundation still remains a valid prerequisite for somebody who wants to go to ITIL version 5 advanced modules. The modules like product, service, and experience are scheduled to be announced or commercially active from 12th of March. Transformation strategy are scheduled to be arriving in the month of April. AI governance will come in the month of May. This is the announcement how it is scheduled to happen. But if you are ITIL 4 Foundation certified person, you, without having a certificate ITIL version 5 Foundation, you can enter the advanced level roles. Anybody with ITIL practice manager designation, take ITIL transformation and you will get an ITIL version 5 practice manager designation. You just need one module, which is transformation. Anybody who is ITIL strategic leader designation, take transformation, you will get ITIL strategic leader designation. But anybody with a managing professional designation, you will have to take, or a master designation, you will have to take managing professional transition course. Because here is where the major changes has happened, which is product, service, and experience. 3 new modules along with transformation has been launched. So that's where you need a managing professional transition. If you want to get more insights about ITIL, join our ITIL global community. The link is there. It is very plain and simple. Visit ITIL.com and there is a community space. If you want to know about, like I said, about case studies, white papers, what is the organization doing, anything new, just go to ITIL.com. You will have all your answers there. So with this, I complete my presentation and I am open for questions. Anybody can moderate what questions are there in the chat, please?
Hey, Satya, we have a question for you. Mr. Gitnipat from TLT asked, how many new topics were introduced in ITIL version 5 and topic was removed for ITIL version 5 also?
When we talk about new topics, are we referring to the qualification packs? I think now it has been clear because the new things, new certifications which have been introduced is product, service, experience, transformation, AI governance. These are the 5 new certifications which are completely new packaged and has been introduced. Foundation, version 5 foundation has evolved upon the older foundation version. So there has been a change and addition of around 30 to 40% of the content. So that's why it is recommended to foundation. Strategy, again, a new topic which is coming up, that it has been evolved upon digital and IT strategy content, which was earlier available. So these 5 topics are completely new. And we recommend everyone to go through them. I have one more question which says, I'm looking for ITIL MPT version 5. Yes, managing professional transition version 5 is scheduled to be announced in the month of May. The prerequisites for that is if anybody who is ITIL 4 master, ITIL 4 managing professional, or ITIL V3 master, ITIL V3 expert. If you hold any of these designations, upload your certificate on your profile, you will be eligible for ITIL Managing Professional version 5.
Okay, we also have another question from Cholapat. What is the business that will get more benefit from ITIL version 5 besides the IT digital business?
If I understand the question correctly, we are talking about business outcome, if I'm correct, right? Now, see, every business, right, every organization perspective, the mission is to generate some value for the customer. The vision and the mission of an organization is always there to generate value for the end customer. Now, if you want to generate that value, because your revenue comes from the customer, your revenue comes from money comes from what the customer pays to the organization. If the customer does not see that value, the customer may not return to you or may not give a good feedback. You think yourself as a consumer, right? If you don't receive the good experience from any product or service, will you go back to that product or you spend money or time on that product? No. Similarly, when you are a part of the organization, you should also think about this in this way. Why ITIL version 5 is trying to bring the product and services together so that it is aligned to the business outcome, what value you are giving. So earlier, in our framework, product was a part, but product was not governed by the framework. So the service lifecycle was not anybody who has completed ITIL 4. They will now realize that product was not a part of the service lifecycle. It was not a part of that framework. But in the current framework, product has been compulsorily put inside that. So digital product and service management are compulsorily in the framework so that when you're creating a customer value, you're working for the customer, you know that what kind of product I should create, which can deliver the services required as per the customer, and it is also governed by business outcome. This is why ITIL version 5, we are saying that it has evolved upon ITIL 4, because 4 was talking about service management, digital transformation, only related to the services. It was talking about products, but product was not governed in the framework. Now it is more governed inside the frame.
Okay.
I have a question. It says that I hold version 4 foundation, no need to attend a new course, just only refresh and take exam. Kitpat, if I'm correct, you are talking about the Bridge Foundation course. Bridge Foundation, yes, it is open to you. If you are understanding the changes and you can go through the content. Every exam voucher comes with official training materials, manual from PeopleCert. If you can read through and take the exam, you can openly do that. But this is only available for foundation and the bridge course. For advanced level modules, you will have to be dependent. You have to connect to the network training center, where then you need training and certificate.
And we also have another good question. Could you explain once again between ITIL service versus ITIL experience?
Okay, let's take the example of Grab again. Now, Grab, as from the service management point of view, when it is creating services for digital products have been there. So the payment gateway is there to collect money. So payment gateway is a product. The service it is giving is collecting money in the right amount from a customer, right? Deducting the money from the bank. So product is the payment gateway. Services it is giving is the collection of money. Experience is what you as a consumer is experiencing. For example, how much time it is taking to get that money processed. Is it fast enough? How is it deducting the right amount, what is mentioned? Is it accepting all my cards? Is it accepting the payment gateway which I am holding? So it is the experience which you as a consumer is feeling. And for that experience is the product, the payment gateway and services has to be together to give that experience. This is the primary difference, if I'm able to answer you.
Okay, and another good question. What is the key difference between ITIL version 4 and version 5?
Again, reiterating, the key difference was version 4 was talking about service management, digital transformation. It was talking about product, but product was not governed into the frame. Version 5 is now bringing the digital product inside. So it is saying digital product and service management. 4 was talking about service management. 5 is talking about digital product and service management all in one life cycle. This is the key difference, the major difference. And this opens up to all industry now, all verticals now. Earlier, when service management was there, digital transformation was there, we were talking about that. Anybody who had taken ITIL certifications in 2019, 2020 AI was not built into that, but later in 2023, 2024, some of our ITIL certifications became AI native. Now all of our certifications are AI native. That means AI is built into this.
And another question, could you help share the use case of project including AI with ITIL version 5?
I may not have a use case now with me instantly, but my recommendation is there is on ITIL.com, visit ITIL.com. There is a white paper on AI governance. It is freely available. You can register there. In addition to this, if you register for PeopleCert Plus, there is a membership called PeopleCert Plus. If you register for PeopleCert Plus, it is a paid membership, by the way, annual membership, which has a lot of values. In that, we have e-learning modules on AI in IT service management, AI in project management. Even we have subjects like what is AI, unlock AI in the agile era. So it gives practical experience like if there is AI, first learn what is AI and how is AI being used in IT service management, how is AI used in project management, how is AI used in the agile era, right? And how is AI governance being impacted by it? So all of this e-learning modules are available for you to learn. I may not have a ready case study now in front of which I can showcase, but these are available already on ITIL.com and in our membership platform.
And we have a question from Kittipat. He left that I have seen the slide that if hold ITIL 4, just only take exam, no need to take full course of ITIL 5.
This you're talking about, again, the bridge course. So we have created yesterday, the bridge course was announced. It is called Foundation Bridge Course. So anybody with ITIL 4 certificate, any certificate in ITIL 4, they can take this Foundation Bridge examination. That you can take the Foundation Bridge examination. In that, you will be able to complete a small exam, which is 30 minutes, 20 questions. And in that, you will be, it is more talking about the changes in ITIL version 5. With that, you will receive a certificate, which if you pass that exam, the passing score for ITIL, for all of our ITIL products is 65%. If you score beyond 65%, you will get a certificate called ITIL Foundation version 5. So it will get you introduced to ITIL. It is a one-day training. It will be good. You attend the training with before the examination, so you understand. Because sometimes what happens is when we don't have sufficient time to read through the content. If you attend a training, your mentor will guide you on the big changes, how it is done, why it has been done. So you have experts who can guide you on the content. So it is my recommendation is attend the one-day training with examination. You will get your ITIL Foundation version 5 certificate. It is only for the foundation levels thing. But product, service, experience, there is always, you have to undergo the full level of certification.
And another good question from Kun Kittipat. How long years for ITIL version 5 and newer ITIL version 6 in your development plan?
So currently version 5 is not fully out, Kinjinipat. So version 5 qualification pack, by the time it is rolled out in the market, will be already in H2. If you hear about a phased approach, Foundation we launched on Feb 12th. Yesterday we announced Foundation Bridge. Tentatively 12th February we are going to announce product, service, and experience. Month of May, April, we will announce strategy and transformation. In month of May, we will announce managing professional transition and AI governance. So by the end of May or June, you should have all the qualification packs. We will like to see the feedback from the market, because this ITIL version 5 is nothing has been created in a single month or a single year. It took our team 3 long years to create this product or this qualification pack. There has been a lot of discussions, iterations going on with this product. And like I said, PeopleCert is evolving and we are creating, we are open to recommendations. We want to give you the best, and we want to give you the best framework. That's where any recommendation of the market we are incorporating. So the creation of this product started in 2022, and now you're 2026, you are seeing the product being delivered to you. So nothing on version 6 at all. Every focus is on version 5, because what we are believing is a very good product we have created. Very simple, AI native, built according to the industry requirements, built according to what can be done, how can be done. We have industry who have already started using it, so we know their feedback. So once the complete qualification rolls out, then people will see people taking up these examinations, implementing it. The new module, ITIL transformation. If you see that earlier, you were taking knowledge on ITIL. Now you will know how to implement it in an organization, and there is a certification for that also. So you have a stamp that you know how to implement ITIL in your organization. So this is, I think, version 5 will remain for some time now.
And we also have another good question from Kun Cholapat. Personally, what is the ticketing system tools you recommend, which will have the ITIL framework, if you can share?
Okay. See, ITIL framework is completely industry agnostic, tool agnostic, function agnostic, and vertical agnostic, right? We don't say that, okay, this particular tool it supports. It is a framework, adaptable framework. You take it and try to use it in your tool or whatever you have. So we are not governing any tools, or we are not recommending any tool for that. It is like I said, it is a chassis of a car. Now on the top of it, how you want to design it, you want to put a Toyota body, you want to put a Merc body. It is, if your platform is strong. Frame which has 4 tires, engine placement, diesel tank placement, everything. If it is done, then you just have to put a body on that, design the seats, design the interiors. Similarly, ITIL is a framework is similar on the similar kind. If you know the framework, now you take that framework, start implementing in your organization, adapt to your organization requirements, and then fit into it. So it can, if you have already a registered tool, you can try to see how it fits into the same in that. Or if you don't have, there are vendors who are available who are aligning to our ITIL frameworks and creating softwares and tools around that. There's a lot of people doing that. But ITIL or PeopleCert does not follow certain tools or recommend them.
All right, this will be our last question from Kun Zhao Paulo Maluf. Usually, how long is recommended to study for this certification before you try the exam?
My recommendation as a student will be, because I have also completed my ITIL examinations. So my recommendation as a student will be, take the training, discuss with your mentor on the possible ways, questions, all those. See, training is always also dependent on how you relate the training with your organization work. Do not take the training only the sake of learning. Think about the training and the practical experience you want to gain from it when you're going to apply it in your organization. And that is where your subject matter expert, your trainer, or your mentor can help you understand that. Ask as many questions you can. Once you are done, prepare for the exams, right? Which is sample papers, mock papers, to go through that. Within the next 2 weeks' time, you should be able to get yourself complete the examination. The reason why I give 2 weeks or a week's time, you should do it, because we working professionals, once we get into our work job, we will forget the content what we have learned, and slowly it will fade away. The quicker you take your examination, it is best for you, because the examples, whatever your trainer had taught you, whatever example feedback the trainer has given to you, it is very fresh in your mind, and you can complete the exam. So my recommendation will be a week or 2 weeks should be good enough for you complete your training and examination. I have also followed the same path. Within a week's time, I completed my examination.